What's up, Animanjians? And welcome back. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. This is going to be a new series titled Is It Worthy? And here we're going to be talking about Academy Award nominated films. In this particular segment, it's going to be for Best Picture. And we're going to be talking about whether it was worthy of that nomination or not. A lot of films come out throughout the year with some great performances, some great stories, and not all of them get the recognition that a lot of us may feel like they deserve. So I felt like it would be a good idea to kind of talk about the movies that were acknowledged and see if they are worthy of the hype and the recognition and the awards buzz that they are currently receiving. And what's the first movie we're going to be talking about today? A Star is Born.
We're far from the shallow now.
Now, A Star is Born is it's an interesting little film, and there may be some good reason as to why it's been nominated for Best Picture. You have Bradley Cooper in it. It's his first directorial debut, and apparently his performance is fantastic. You have Lady Gaga, who is a big star in her own right, and you have the both of them singing together. It's a romance film. There's a lot of things going for this for this movie, which is probably why it got so much attention in the first place. But just because it's popular doesn't mean it's worthy of the Academy Awards. So let's take a look at some of the things from this movie. I'll be speaking from my own opinion, of course, but I would love to hear from you guys what you think in the comment section. Do you think it's worthy? Stick with me until the end of the video and you'll see what I have to say about that. The film follows a seasoned country singer named Jackson Maine, and basically his relationship with a small town California girl, Allie. And the movie starts out like that with them meeting and of course them falling in love and all of that. Basic premise, something that we've all seen before. Big superstar comes down, brings up the small town girl or vice versa, and then you have the rest of the movie. It gets a little bit more complicated because Jackson is a struggling alcoholic and he's a cocaine addict. And so this kind of creates a rift between him and Allie throughout the course of the film because Allie, who after coming on stage for the first time, she's getting her first taste of fame, and she's having some issues wrestling with her, personal relationship and, staying true to herself when the industry that she's working in doesn't really care about her staying true to herself. They only care about what sells. And so you have kind of like these two conflicting issues that create a rift between them and their relationship, and of course heartbreak and all that ensues. So you would think, and of course, add in the fact that Jackson Maine is, no longer a big star, and and his girl is, catapulting to superstardom. You would think that it has all the recipes for what could be a very, very entertaining 2 hours. Somewhat. I gotta say, I didn't really like this story too much, and there's a reason for that. I'm all for a romance story if it's told well. I like it. It can be a little cutesy and everything. And even though I don't really mess with them that much, I mean, one of my favorite films of all time is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That was a romance film, but told in a way that wasn't really told before then, and I loved it. This film does a good job with the romance aspect of it, but I don't feel like it does much else. So this film brings up a lot of things, a lot of themes, like alcoholism, drug abuse, stardom, and how it affects you when you're not used to it. Staying true to yourself when you get to this point. What it does to relationships. It covers all of that, or it touches on it, but it doesn't really explore those themes enough, in my personal opinion. I feel like you start exploring it, or someone says something about it, or you see something, and then we're right back to the romantic aspect of things. Now, that might work for some people. Clearly it did. But in my personal opinion, I feel like they should have stuck with... I felt like the movie worked better when they stuck with Allie and what was going on with her with the stardom. And Jackson, what was going on with him wrestling with his demons and trying to stay good for for the woman that he was in love with. I felt like those were things that they could have explored more and really fleshed out more. Besides just going back to the "I love you, you love me, we're going to stick through this" kind of thing, because in my opinion, it distracted from what could have been a much larger story, right? But that doesn't take away from the fact that there were some good performances here. And I'm going to start off talking about that with Lady Gaga. I recently found out that Beyonce was being looked at for the role here. That would have been a mistake. Huge mistake. Really glad that they went with Lady Gaga or somebody else, would have been good too. But Lady Gaga really owned the role here, and I feel like she was pulling from a lot of personal experiences to bring this character Allie to life. She played the small town girl well. She played the new budding star well, and she played a young woman in love well too. And it just seemed so genuine, so real, so earnest. Who knew that she has such incredible acting talent? Now, do I think that it was the best performance I've ever seen in my entire life? No, I don't. I feel like there were some things that could have been tweaked and changed here and there, but overall her performance was good. It was entertaining. I was drawn into the character. I liked her a lot. She was very likable and she was relatable in some aspects too. So I really got to give props to Lady Gaga. Good job. Moving on to Bradley Cooper, I feel like he was absolutely the best part of this film, whether it's from the directorial standpoint or just playing as Jackson Maine. I felt like he was very real and he was very dedicated to his role here. Jackson Maine was relatable, and he was very, his realism was gritty. And it was heartbreaking, and it was hurtful, and it was painful to watch. But you understood the character and everything that he was going through, even his relationship with Allie and the struggles that they were having. It all just seemed very real, and I feel like it only worked because of Bradley Cooper and what he was putting into it. Now, I'm not saying all this to downplay Lady Gaga and her performance. The chemistry between Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga was impeccable. But I do feel like Bradley Cooper, being a more seasoned actor, and of course he was directing himself, did the much better job here. There's a scene near the end of the film where Bradley Cooper is going through some troubled times, and he's able to emote those feelings so well. And it's something that I remembered and kind of stuck with me for a while, because for a moment I forgot he was acting. I forgot that this was a character. It was great, and I really got to give my props to Bradley Cooper. Good job, sir. And then, of course, there are the side characters. You have Andrew Dice Clay, Dave Chappelle, Sam Elliott, all playing side characters. Dave Chappelle was Jackson's friend. Sam Elliott plays Jackson's brother / manager, and Andrew Clay plays Lady Gaga's father. And while they were all very good in their respective roles, I do feel like some of these side characters were, just like placeholders, just kind of thrown in just to kind of give us some information about our two leads. And I felt like their roles, even though entertaining, eventually just seemed unnecessary and kind of pointless. Lady Gaga even has a friend here, played by Anthony Ramos, who was literally just there. He didn't really have any speaking lines. He might have said one funny thing here or there, but that was pretty much it. I mean, I honestly forgot he was in the film before I was looking at the cast to see who everyone was, And, I hate that. I hate when you have good actors and actresses who are put into films and have roles that are so small and minute that really could have been more, because I feel like their talents have been wasted. Sam Elliott was really the only person who really had much of a role here, and I only felt like his role was semi-necessary because of a conversation that he had with Allie at the end of the film. So overall, the side characters, while well acted, it just didn't really seem like it was necessary. Of course, I got to talk about the direction here. Bradley Cooper, first-time director, he did a fantastic job here. The movie overall really is entertaining. I mean, if you haven't seen it and you're into these kinds of films, by all means, check it out. I'm not trying to deter anyone from watching the movie. I'm just expressing my personal opinions about it. I felt like it was adequate. I felt like it told the story it wanted to tell. I felt like the performances in this film were fantastic. I forgot to talk about the singing segments. Lady Gaga, wonderful singer, but Bradley Cooper did a really good job singing here too. Some of those scenes were some of the best of the film. So, I mean, overall, the movie really wasn't bad. It really wasn't bad. But is it Best Picture Oscar worthy? And the answer to that's going to be no. It's just not. It's not. I feel like it was watchable. It was entertaining. Yeah, at some points, but they didn't really, explore certain themes that I felt like would have made the movie much better or more powerful. And ultimately, I walked away from the movie feeling kind of empty, like I had really watched much, like I wasted my time. And to me, that doesn't really, you know, it that doesn't scream Oscar worthy to me. Watching Avengers: Infinity War last year did more for me than watching A Star Is Born, and that's really not saying much. So that's my opinion. No, it is not Best Picture worthy, but it's a watchable film, and if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead, check it out. Let me know what you think. If you have seen it, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Is this a movie that you really want to check out? Do you really think that this movie deserves to be nominated for Best Picture? Or do you feel like I feel that it was kind of just thrown in there with everything else because of the talent involved and the fact that the Oscars really want to get some better ratings? Let me know in the comment section below. And also let me know what you think of this new series, Is It Worthy? What new movies do you want to see or do you want to discuss next? We're talking about all of the Best Picture nominees, but I will go in your order. If you want to see a movie talked about next, let me know in the comment section below, and let me know if you like this series and where you would want it to go in the future. Okay, but that's all I've got for now. Until next time, stay dope.